What's new with you, man? What's been going on?
Well, the store's running along. Numbers haven't dropped any further. They haven't gotten any stronger, but they haven't dropped any further. And foot traffic is still the issue, right? Getting people comfortable to come in and all that. But in the back room, behind the wall, back office, the guys have been super busy, yourself and all the others. So a lot of online activity, working on the website. I mean, you and Tom have exhaustively been working on the website, adding a shopping cart, online e-commerce, whatever you tech guys call it.
Yeah.
But right now, it's populated with like a sample of various categories and stuff. But I think the coolest part is going after pre-orders. They did it with a couple D&D books and a board game or two, maybe a toy, I don't remember. But the intent is that they're going to start ramping up pre-orders a lot, and especially on like games and stuff, not like comics or really small detail kind of pre-orders, but like this upcoming game, that upcoming game. And a lot of times we only have a couple weeks, 1 to 4 months ahead of time to actually place our order. We have to totally guess. So if it works and people like it, like adopting it, if we have an order cutoff date, the current thinking is we'll figure out the math, but it'll be some kind of discount if you order and commit to it by that date. Because during that date, we can still modify our order. And then after that, our order is locked, and so then it's probably for retail after that. But you could still reserve one. So if you're worried that we aren't getting any or enough, or that there aren't going to be enough in the supply chains, and rely on the weight of our orders, you can still pre-order, have one secured for you, and blah, blah, blah. So there's going to be a lot of ebb and flow and testing of how well it works, but that's the intent. So primarily board games, and then I guess the quarterly sort of D&D release.
Yeah.
But I don't know how often. I don't know how organized that Wizards is anymore with D&D. So like when there's a D&D pre-order.
Right. So what are your thoughts we got Zendikar, the pre-release was last weekend, and the actual release is coming out. What are your thoughts on that? And
well, in Wizards' magnanimous style, for the past year and a half, most of the product SKUs are horribly short printed and allocated. Some of them will continue coming out over time. Some of them won't. Some of them are not allocated. Like it's a tangled mess. So the supply chains are strapped right now for Zendikar Rising. So we had the pre-release last weekend. The guys sold, I didn't sell, but a higher amount of pre-release packs and the early release booster boxes than I expected, which is fantastic. Appreciate it. Those will be out, and then like the set boosters, the collector boosters. Set boosters are horribly allocated, and I'm going to price them the same as if I was going to get my whole order. We're getting less than 20% of what I ordered, closer to 15. About 17% of what I ordered.
Wow.
And so, hopefully, supposedly there's more set boosters coming over time in very small drips, but I just don't trust Wizards in their distribution anymore. So, but anyways, that all releases on Friday. We're going to charge regular prices. We're not cranking the numbers up. And it's going to be first come, first serve, but it is what it is. Right?
I know we were talking a minute ago, you were telling me how we have an online presence, e-commerce now that we're building and growing, but the bread and butter is still, we want you to come into the store and come hang out and have that experience.
And that's why for the last 2,500 years I've not built e-commerce, right? I wanted to only focus on a store. I wanted to only build the strongest store presence we could and store experience we could, and then eventually the biggest store we could. But even when we were drastically smaller than this, it was about the inventory, the service, the stuff, right? The gooey parts, and so that'll always be who we are. Out of necessity, we have to come up with any random way to try to keep revenue going, because it's really effing tight.
But I think the other thing too is you're still incentivizing the pre-orders to benefit the customer. It's not like it's
both. I mean, it works both ways.
Yeah.
Of course, we're going to incentivize it where we can with some sort of discount. A pre-order is more, but the mentality behind that isn't as much incentivizing as it's like it's a partnership.
Yeah.
Help me understand how many to order, because we have to roll the dice and gamble with every order, right? For hundreds of thousands of dollars at any given moment in pre-orders outstanding, right? I mean, it's just loony, right? Nature of the business, but that's what it is. So, like, getting a pre-order commitment from someone is more of a partnership of, we're going to help you as a business get some inclination, have a locked up sale, sure, but also use it as some sort of indicator of what the overall interest level in that item is within that sub-market, right? So that only works in scale, right? That only works when a lot of people check out and participate in our pre-orders. And the more that do, the better. It's the exact same thing as comic subscriptions. But comics came out in an organized fashion every week, once a week, even though the day of the week changed over the eons. But comics would come out every week, and books came out once a month-ish, and it's 35, 40 years of the direct comic market. Subscriptions are the basis of every comic shop, virtually every comic shop on the planet, right? It's rooted in the subscriptions they can get, then they base their orders off of that. I'm hoping to slowly crawl that into the game market, which is closer to like complete Wild Wild West. And I mean like Will Smith, Robotic Spiders kind of Wild Wild West, right? No one knows what the hell's going on, right? We don't know when stuff, publishers and distributors and the other sometimes individuals in between those mechanisms and us do their best to tell us when stuff's coming, but I don't even know the numbers. 1,500, 2,000 board games a year. Yeah. Board game, card game / games. It's like, okay, that's impossible. That's 3 a day, 5 a day. Like, what? No.
The other thing too is you were telling me about how you're bringing back some old like inventory that we've had and some things that you found, like warehouse finds and stuff.
We've been uncovering stuff in the warehouse. We found a stash of old, unopened cases of old D&D books from various eras.
And these are like out of print and like you can't find them.
Well, they're all out of print. Yeah. So a bunch of 3.5 and 4th ed stuff, Forgotten Realms, Eberron, Core Universe, all the things. And so we put a bunch of those on eBay, and we put some of them in the store. And and if we look it up, I'll be real straightforward. If it's $10 on Amazon, I put it at $5.
That's huge,
If it's $100, I put it at 50 or 60. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's some of them in the store, but you can also find our listings on eBay. And if you want it here, like message us through eBay, and Hoberg and Tom, Chris Hoberg and Tom are who handles all the eBay stuff and, well, all the mail order stuff. I just make it their problem. But like they'll answer it and they'll pull one out of that inventory and have it for you, or they'll make you a listing on eBay. That's up to them how they want to deal with it, right? You can talk to Logan and Kaz or, whoever here, Stephen, Nick, here in the store and go, I see you have this listed online, I'd like to buy one. When we can't, like, it's more complicated than that, and it shouldn't be, but it is, and life sucks, right? But it is more complicated. We have to keep that inventory accurate, or else we get into all kinds of wonkiness.
For sure.
But maybe it's put in a request one day, and it's like, okay, we'll have it for you tomorrow. I don't know. We're learning as we go, right? It will not be seamless. It'll sledgehammer to the face sometimes for us all. So, but yeah, we're trying to figure it out. In perfect world, I'd love to have a fully integrated multi-platform point-of-sale system. But if I had $500,000 to spend on something, that wouldn't be it, right? And for our scale and operation, the estimates over the years have ranged from 185 up to 350,000, in all seriousness, and take 2 to 6 months to fully implement. Yeah, pass.
Yeah.
Pass. That sounds like a cheese grater to the face, right? So, I mean, that's the reality. Like, we ain't got that kind of money. So, yeah. So, yes, pre-orders, website, eBay. Watch our listings on eBay. Communicate with the guys. They'll do right by our customers. Our walk-in customers that's who we care about. But if they're not going to buy it, we'll take anybody's money online. But I'd rather it sell here in the store. I don't want to list it online. So I avoided it for so many years.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate the insight into everything. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with everyone watching?
I mean, it's one of the slowest, historically, Labor Day through pre-Thanksgiving is one of the, if not the slowest periods of the year. All the reasons. And on top of the frickin' apocalypse. But, you know, so it's not an easy time for any of us. We know that. We know it's not for our customers. We're here. We're fighting to stay here. So we're not in danger of going out of business or any of that gossip crap. But it hurts right now. But the holidays are right around the corner. We are going to run the holiday sale. It will start the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, like we've always done. Buy two, get one free store-wide. It will start Black Wednesday and run all the way through New Year's Eve. Like, these are the facts.
That's awesome, man.
Because that's what we do. I'm still pissed that they canceled Free Comic Book Day, but, you know.
It's huge. Well, I mean, hopefully we get it back at some point, and, you know, we'll make it count when we can.
Yeah, as soon as we can, you know, we're going to open the game space. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
We need it open. Our customers want it open. Just all the factors.
Yeah. And I think that's how you got to look at it right now, and I think everybody can understand and, you know, support.
Well, I can understand it. I just don't like it.
Right. Awesome, man. Thanks for your time.